Ladies, I'm going to tell you something, and you can be upset if you choose to be. I'm hoping you won't be quite as sensitive as what the rest of the world is right now. But there's an expression that a bunch of old-timers use. Well, old-timers, nothing. Guys use it today even. In this field of work, when you're working with little bull calves like this one over here, there's an expression that says, you ready? They go from the dairy to the hairy almost overnight. That's Sadie. She thought that was funny. Yeah, they go from enjoying the dairy to the hairy almost overnight. So we're not going to sit there and have to break that down necessarily. But I think it's comical how this little fella here, who belongs to that one right over there, has discovered that, you know what? If it fits, wear it. Morning, sir. Why are you playing so rough with everything, huh? You're in a bad mood? You're in a really bad mood today? Well, I love you. And it will not be long before you can join some lady friends, okay? It won't. Waylon, you want some lady friends too, don't you? Oh no, someone's huffy and puffy. Sir. Well, good morning, folks. Lester here. And today, Tex is up to no good. Texas. I've come out and mowed yesterday evening. Everything was so thick. It took a while. But I could not mow this area over here because of all of the ruts. And there's also some trash that I saw in the high grass, some pieces of metal and some wood, a couple of cans. The fellows who've been over here working on the fence, it wasn't their fault, but you can see all the ruts they've put in the ground here trying to use a machinery to move materials. So I've called our friends over at Vickery Dirt, and they're going to come by and drop me a load of topsoil right about here. And I'll take that topsoil and I'll smooth it into all of these ruts, try to smooth everything out. And whatever's left, I'll pull it all back here inside of the area, right inside the gate. So I'm awake early. Everyone knows that Vickery Dirt, the driver there that we like so much, his name is DC, or I guess those are his initials. But he likes to get started early. He will. That's fine. I get it. That's fine. It's sometimes hard on me. Today is my Saturday, and I'm not one to go to bed at a decent hour on the weekends. I like to stay up a little bit later. Not last night, though. Anyway, I'm going to pick up these few things and get them out of the way and be ready for him when he gets here. And we'll take and get a tractor over here at some point and spread everything out. I'll tell you what, though. That fella right over there, he's not happy this morning. Now, I want you to notice something, though. Friends, look at her udder. She's not close to dropping. I don't even know what he's able to get out of there, but I'm guessing he's finding something. By our calculations, end of August, early September, that's an entire month away. So I don't know what he's actually getting out of there, but and then for those of you who think that he's just hungry, that something's wrong with mom and mom's not getting him milk, mom gives him plenty of milk. He eats on mom all day, but every once in a while, Marilyn walks by and he's like, hey, well, I don't know what he says, but she allows him to nurse, and she's like, no, I don't. He did you see her? She's like, no, I don't let him. He just does it. Prince Willy Joe, now you've embarrassed Marilyn. Now you've embarrassed her. Guys, that's not our cow. That is not our cow. That's who Sadie's barking. I'm like, who's Sadie barking at? That's Sadie sees someone who doesn't belong to us. Oh, no. All right, so these are ours. Them little munchkins right there are ours. Hi, babies. They're like, oh, here's that weird man again. That weird man has come out to talk to himself. I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to my friends on the internet. And that red cow, I thought that was Ruby at first. That's not Ruby. That's the cow from across the way, y'all. That's the neighbor's cow. That's Juanita. Hey, Juanita. Oh, and Juanita's calf. Charlene, have you made friends? So this here's Juanita. And that is Juanita's calf. A little heifer. And then they're hanging out with Gracie. I don't know why. Now listen, Juanita's not bothering anybody. But I bet you, just like them deer, just like those mini donkeys, she probably says, you know what, I'm going to come over there and enjoy y'all's feed buggy for a little bit. Because it looks and smells delicious. And that's fine. I guess that's fine. We saw recently that Juanita's mom has a new calf. And I guess she stayed over on her own side. There's a piece of fence that I have to work on. You guys already know that. I've told you so many times. The tree fell across it, and I have to work on it. They've cut the tree, but I don't have a tractor here to move the logs out of the way, to push them out of the way so I can stretch the wire. But I'm going to. So these cows here do not belong. These are not our cows. The red ones are not ours. That right there, that's Grace. That's Charlene. Did I call her Gracie earlier? That's Charlene. Oh, and they're friends. Look, they've made friends. That's cute. I just came over and tried to mow this area so I could kind of see what I'm working with. When I mowed everything else last night, I had to avoid all of this, just so you can see the ruts. Now, these are not as bad. There's a clob of dirt there, but some of these are quite the craters. And you don't want to leave them. If you leave ruts and just let the grass grow up around them, you're going to always have issues. Every time you want to drive through here, mow through here, walk through here, the kids are over here running, playing their soccer. This is a spot that Lex and I like to play our football games. That's always an issue. So what you do when you have ruts like this, you come by and you put a load of topsoil, which is fairly inexpensive, about $75 a load. And I'll have him drop one load right here, and then I'll take my tractor when I get it and just kind of move that dirt across and fill in all of the holes, all the ruts, because there are quite a few. And then the good thing about it will look a little sloppy at first, but the grass, because it's topsoil, not sand, not clay, the grass will eventually grow and take right back over the top of it. It'll all be smoothed out then. So it kind of has to happen. And that's the best way to take care of a rut situation. So I love you. You know that I love you, right? You're a good guy. You're a good guy. But we have a little problem, and I want to talk about it on a video. And you said it's okay, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to just reach over here and pick up this. What would you call that right there? What would you call that right there?
That's a stick.
No, that's not a stick. That's a twig. Okay? Tiny, tiny pieces of wood are called twigs. Okay, fine. But what would be this right over here?
That's a stick.
This is a stick. Okay, fine. It's a stick. So we've seen a twig. We've seen a stick. All right, now walk over here. What are these?
That's a limb.
These would be limbs. Yes, limbs. Okay, these would be limbs. Of course, you have some that are even larger, which would be stumps or logs. Good. And then you have trees, right?
And then you have trees.
Okay. So in saying so, yesterday I paid this guy for 3 hours. 3 hours of work. I said, but I'm not going to be here. I says, do me a favor and go across the pasture and pick up all of the limbs. Pick up all of the limbs. Yes, that's what I told you. It was in a text. Pick up all of the limbs. And let me know when you're done. I says, put them into a burn pile for me so I can burn them. Because there were limbs across this whole pasture, right?
Yes, sir.
So Chris comes over yesterday. I remember, I'm not here. And at some point I get a text and he says he's all done. I'm like, okay. I said, I left you some money. And I left him some money. And I get back home and I'm driving up the driveway and I'm like, wait, I see limbs all over the place. There's limbs. I mean, here's an example. These just come off the pasture, yes?
Yes, sir.
There's limbs everywhere. And I'm like, Chris, I says, what did I just pay you for? Well, I had to go get a rake. He had to go get a rake because there was just so many of these limbs that he picked up. Chris, I'm calling you Christopher.
I had to make it look good. That was the goal. I was trying to make it look good around.
No, what you need to do is resort back to elementary school vocabulary. Vocabulary. These are twigs, little twigs that you used to make a fire. As they get larger, they become sticks. Okay, fine, here's a stick. We're going to throw a stick with the dog. You throw a stick with the dog, and then you have limbs. Limb. I'm playing with you. You know that, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm playing with you, and people on the channel love you. And no matter how much fun I make of you, they're all going to love you and be mad at me. You know that, right?
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.